What's up YouTube, Webberz05 here coming at you today with Q&A number 37. So guys, today I have 10 questions from my good friend Dr.Petition84, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Question 1. What if Endymion the Master Magician and Endymion the Mighty Master of Magic got a fusion of the two monsters? Well, considering that the names are so similar, it would probably be something like Endymion the Mighty Master Magician, which already sounds pretty cool. As for what it would do, I have no idea because essentially they work in completely different ways, so hard to say what it would do, but I'd certainly be potentially interested in seeing what Konami would come up with. You never know. Question 2. What if we got a rank 7 Xyz that gains effects if Endymion the Master Magician and or Endymion the Mighty Master of Magic were used as material? Again, hard to say what it would do, but I'd definitely be interested in finding out. I don't think it would be a complete impossibility, because if you look out into the lore, naturally spellbooks are within the Endymion lore. Spellbooks have Xyz, so it's not an impossibility. Also, if they make it a dark, if they were to make it a dark attribute Xyz, it would mean it's a rank 7. That you could then use to summon the new monster that just got revealed in Duelist Nexus, so that could be interesting. That's naturally using Phantom Knight's rank up magic launch, if you did that. So yeah, could be interesting to see, but again, no idea what it would do, but I think that would certainly be an interesting thing to see. Question 3. Have you thought about running tag team tournaments? I realised we haven't done one for 6 years. So part of me has been thinking about tag tournaments. The thing is, not many people are that interested in them. And I think my personal issue with tag tournaments is that tag matches take so long. It's probably part of the reason why people don't want to do them. I would personally I would be more interested in seeing something like team dueling, which is like 3 players on a team and then you each play separate best of 3 matches, and best 2 out of 3 on that team wins the overall match, which is probably a bit more interesting and would flow just a bit more smoothly, so I think that could be a bit more interesting. But yeah, I do enjoy a good tag match every now and then, but who knows, I will think about it, maybe pose it to the guys, see what they think. But as I said, I'd probably be more interested in team dueling than tag team. Question 4. Will we ever have another Pegasus Challenge tournament? I can't remember if I asked you this. If I have, feel free to skip this question. Naturally with the Pegasus Challenge, there are 2 types of it. The standard Pegasus Challenge, which is just it's the same game. Basically, it's the same as a constructed, but the rules differ in one key aspect, which frankly, I don't see the difference in doing like a Pegasus Challenge and then playing pass format. And frankly, more people are just interested in pass format, so I really don't think people are going to go for it. And then there's the Ultimate Challenge, in which the head judge, being me, would call out a new rule that has to be applied every few minutes. But the issue with that is it takes a lot for me to just come up with a bunch of rules to go into and then remembering to do so. So, hard to say. But, again, something I could think about. These next questions are about my top 6 favourite hand traps. Alright then. Question 5. Thoughts on Effect Veiler? Effect Veiler is just nice and nostalgic. It's been pretty much a main deck side deck staple ever since its release. It's never really been a bad format for Effect Veiler. Overall, really good card. Seemed to get a lot more play when Hulk was around. People just summon it to make Selene. Summon it, make Selene, bring it back, make access code. But I think pretty much since Hulk got hit, Effect Veiler seems to kind of just dropped off a bit. I suppose it kind of also got power crept when Infinite Impermanence came out, because Imperm can be used an equal number, used again multiple times in the turn, same as Effect Veiler, but Imperm has the advantage that because it's not a discard, it can't be stopped it can't be stopped by things that stop monster effects, so yeah, Veiler, really good, but essentially kind of just got power crept by Imperm, which is probably why it's seen a bit of a decrease in play. 6. Thoughts on Gauze? I have mixed feelings about Gauze. Gauze is one of those, it's very satisfying doing it to your opponent. That being, however, in my past, I have fallen victim to Gauze so many times because I forgot about the basic rule of when you're dealing with Gauze, always attack with your weakest monster first. And if you don't do that, you're going to fall victim to Gauze, and then you're just going to basically lose because you were stupid enough to attack with your strongest monster first. I've made that mistake so many times in the past in the video games, and I will never forgive myself for it because it's just such a blunder mistake. So, essentially for that reason, because of all those bad memories I've got with Gauze, particularly going back to the tag match I had against you and Timby with Martin, I tried to do I did a Volcasaurus against you, you dropped Gauze and then just killed us. So yeah, overall, don't really like Gauze anymore. 7. Thoughts on Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries? I think Ghost Reaper's a really decent card. It's a really decent hand trap, but it's kind of like one of those very specific styled hand traps. Like, if you're playing a mirror match, the card's absolutely insane. You'll just take out the best card in your opponent's extra deck by waiting for the right moment. However, if you're trying to use it just as like an anti-meta option, then you really have to build your extra deck a specific way. You either need to be a deck that doesn't care about your extra deck very much, or you need a deck that doesn't need a very large extra deck that would give you the flexibility to have lots of different options to do Ghost Reaper in. But yeah, overall, I think Ghost Reaper is a really good card. Right now, I think at the moment, a lot of people are liking it right now because of the number of extra deck monsters that are just so oppressive to the meta. But again, it's kind of just one of those, you have to build your deck really carefully with it. Probably works better right now for decks that are just using like some of the most popular strategies either as an engine or playing the deck. But overall, pretty decent. Question 8. Thoughts on Karibo? Karibo's just one of those nice nostalgic cards from the original series. You can't not. Come on guys, you can't not like Karibo. Yes, it's not exactly tremendously great, it just stops battle damage from one attack. But still, you gotta just love the throwback to the original series when using it. Question 9. Thoughts on Maxi? I don't want to get too heated into a debate over this because for me, my thoughts on Maxi are simply, Maxi is like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it, and that's basically how the community sees this card. I don't really want to get too into it because I don't want to start a huge riot thing in comments or anything, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Maxi is a card, you either like it or you don't like it. End of. And question 10. Thoughts on Battle Fader? Battle Fader as just a way to end the battle phase. It's not terrible. Kind of. Again, it's similar to like things like Swift Scarecrow, so kind of debating that situation. But the difference is, one, Swift Scarecrow you discard it to end the battle phase. Battle Fader you can special summon it, so it just lets you keep the +1 and stopping the battle phase. So yeah, Battle Fader probably a bit more useful. But again, each to their own, really. And on that note, guys, that is all the questions I have today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dark Magician. Very amusing questions as always. And if anybody else has anything to ask me, I do these Q&As every Wednesday afternoon UK time, or morning, depending on my schedule. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.